Imagine you're just casually going about your day in Counter-Strike when bam, you see a dude with a skin that's worth more than the price of a car. And not like some used Honda that's a little beat up, but an absolutely brand new one. You're probably asking yourself why on earth someone would invest thousands, even hundreds of thousands, in what is essentially just digital pixels. Skins became high-stakes investments as players started to trade them like stocks on Wall Street. Well, why? What makes these designs and patterns so valuable that someone would drop a fortune on them? Welcome to the wild world of skins within the gaming world, or specifically Counter-Strike, where an entire economy was created because of skin. Before we get into why, some of these skins are more expensive than, well, your rent. Let's just take a little step back to figure out how this all started. In 2013, Counter-Strike Global Offensive implemented an update known as the Arms Deal. This was more than just an update that added some shiny new weapons. It changed the entire concept by adding skins. Suddenly, there were no longer just mere weapons but collectibles, every one of them having its unique design and level of rarity. Think about it. People pay big bucks for limited edition sneakers, baseball cards, and signed sports jerseys in real life. Counter-Strike tapped into the same kind of mindset. But here's the thing. Whereas those sneakers or baseball cards were just collectibles, Counter-Strike skins were also tradable. You could buy, sell, and trade skins in the Steam marketplace. There's even a third-party market for the most rare finds. Suddenly, skins become something that could be bought and sold, a thing worth real money in the real world. Players started treating skins as investments, hoping their digital assets would go up in price. Yeah, people were out here flipping AK-47s like they're flipping stocks. And if that wasn't enough, Valve introduced float values and patterns to make each skin even unique. That means even if two skins have the same name, they can still be different in their wear and color patterns, adding even more layers to what makes a skin desirable and expensive. The rarest patterns become like Willy Wonka's golden tickets. Some were so rare they became basically the Mona Lisa of gaming. But Counter-Strike's skin economy created this other ecosystem where, for some people, a game could just be a game, but for others, it's about scoring that ultra-rare blue gem karambet and hope that it would be worth more tomorrow than today. Now on to the stuff that really makes Counter-Strike skins valuable. And no, it's more than just really cool designs. It's how Valve actually engineered this market to have a hierarchy. The skins would not only become a status symbol, but also become ultra-rare in some instances. You have your average models of cars out there, then you have the ultra-limited diamond, encrusted versions, only a few can own. It's kinda similar here. First, we have the rarity tier system, basically Counter-Strike's version of exclusivity, where skins can range from consumer grade to extraordinary. Rare tiers are so scarce that people just go wild trying to get their hands on them. Imagine opening a case, unwrapping your mystery box, with a slim chance of scoring one of these top-tier skins. This feeling of rarity attracts gamers, because when you get something rare, it's just like you struck digital gold. Then there's the condition of every skin, called a wear grade. Every single skin has a float value, which defines its wear level. From factory new to battle scarred, the rarer the condition, the costlier it gets. Now a factory new skin is shiny and new, looking as though it just rolled off the assembly line. And the battle scarred version, well, let's just say it's been through some fights. But wait. There's more. Some of these skins even boast stat track technology, a kill counter for each kill you get with the weapon. Just imagine the flex when you show up in a game with a high kill count stat track skin. You're basically walking into the club with a designer suit and custom sneakers. It's all about the prestige. And last but not least, we have patterns, unique designs on a select few skins that make them one of a kind. The best known pattern is the blue gem, found in the karambet case hardened. Only a few skins have this particular pattern, and they're so extremely rare they're almost mythical. Valve managed to build this world where each skin was a little luxury object. You add rarity, condition, stat track, and unique patterns on top of it all, and it's not that difficult to explain why people would drop serious cash on such exclusivity. Okay, let's get to the real stars of the show, some Counter-Strike skins which have become legendary in the gaming world, each with a price tag that could buy you, well, a lot of actual stuff. These skins aren't just digital accessories but trophies, status symbols, and in some cases, even investment pieces. Let's start with what's often called the holy grail of CSGO skins, the karambet case hardened blue gem, with an estimated value of $1.5 million. Yes, million. Something you can't even physically touch. Currently, it belongs to a well-known collector in the CSGO community named Noob Rage. This skin's not just a collector's dream, it's an outright phenomenon, featuring the ultra-rare Pattern 387. This knife boasts an almost entirely blue shade, making it one of the rarest and most desirable skins in CSGO history. OniPixel, one of the most respected voices in the CSGO skin community, has called this knife a once-in-a-lifetime find. He even attempted to purchase this knife.
He answered, hey, someone wants to offer $1.2 million in BTC. He told me to tell you. And then I realized it was euros. I realized afterwards. But this was his reply to 1.2. Not interested. 1.2 million is low. Then I asked him for a buyout. No reply.
This decision only solidified the knife's legendary status, as its owner seems content to hold on to it, knowing its value will likely continue to rise. Next up, we have the AWP Dragonlore. If you spend any time in CS, you've heard of this skin. The AWP is a sniper rifle with some serious firepower, and the Dragonlore is hands down its most famous skin. It's instantly recognizable, carrying a medieval dragon design in shades of green and gold. But it's not just the looks that make it valuable, it's the story and the rarity behind it that does. Originally, it could only be pulled from one case, the Cobblestone Collection, which was only available during CS Major Championships. Eventually, Valve retired the Cobblestone case, making Dragonlore even harder to get your hands on. And here it gets even wilder. Dragonlore skins in factory new conditions with the stat track feature are among the most sought after and valuable items in the game. There aren't many of them out there, and those that are can go upwards to literal hundreds of thousands. But one sort of Dragonlore is in another league altogether. That's the Souvenir Dragonlore. These only dropped during majors and feature the autograph of pro players. Just think of a factory new Souvenir Dragonlore with the autograph of some famous pro player. That would be like having the signed baseball card of some legendary baseball player, only digital and more expensive than most people's cars. That's how rare and valuable these skins are. Then of course there is the M4A4 Howl, one of the rarest and most highly controversial skins. What started off as an average skin in CS because of a plagiarism issue became one of the most unique items in the game. Originally, the Howl was one of the most popular skins due to its overall fiery red and black design with a wolf's head. But here's where things took a turn. It turned out the artwork was stolen without permission from an artist called Canis Albus. So Valve removed the original Howl from circulation and labeled it as Contraband. What this did, essentially, is Valve looked at this skin and said, this will never be available again. And you can probably imagine how the rarity and subsequently the value of Howl skyrocketed. Even today, the M4A4 Howl is the only skin classified as Contraband. It's really an in-game unique. A factory new Howl can sell for upwards of almost $20,000, but it goes up and down with demand and condition. It's just an example of how a bit of controversy can turn this digital thing into a part of gaming lore, and thus even more desirable. Now let's talk about souvenir skins, another category that drives players and collectors crazy. Well, the souvenir skins are particular types of already existing skins that drop only during major Counter-Strike tournaments. Many of these skins arrive with golden stickers commemorating the tournament, and sometimes even with the autograph of famous pro players. Imagine this, you're in a major championship, and during the game you get a souvenir package. Inside may be a skin, like the AK-47 Black Laminate or the Desert Eagle Blaze, but it's tagged as a souvenir. These skins have an extremely low drop chance, and with the right skin condition and player legacy, these souvenir skins can sell for hundreds of dollars. The value does not only lie in the skin itself, it does in the connection to Counter-Strike history, and even in how rare it is, as it's a tournament exclusive item. Owning one becomes like having a piece of gaming history, tied to an iconic event. Then there's the Glock 18 Fade, a skin with a striking gradient color that oozes from pink into yellow. Unlike all the other aforementioned skins, the Fade isn't connected with any major event, nor does it have some fabled lore behind it. So why does it cost so much? Well, simply supply and demand. The pattern of the Fade is very rare, and its flashiness makes the skin one of the favorites of gamers who want their weapons to be noticed. The Glock 18 Fade can sell for over $1,000 in factory new condition, and a few variations of it are even more expensive, considering minor differences in color distribution. It's a great example of how a skin doesn't have to be rooted in some huge backstory or some tournament legacy to be valuable. Sometimes all you need is rarity and a good design to make it greatly sought after. So what happens when a digital skin market starts hitting real-world prices capable of funding a nice vacation or even a down payment on a house? The high price tags on these skins have totally remade how people approach the game, sparking a whole new subculture within the Counter-Strike world. You've got this rise of skin collectors, who play the game but treat their inventory more like an investment portfolio. They purchase skins in hopes that their value will rise, just like stocks or crypto. Some of these collectors hold on to a skin for years, until that perfect moment to sell finally arrives, with its demand spiking. It's not unusual for certain traders to make thousands just from flipping skins. In a lot of ways, these collectors are almost like the art collectors of the gaming world, treating their digital assets as long-term investments. And of course, news media, casual players, and outsiders of gaming are usually shocked when they hear how much virtual items can sell for. For many people, even to imagine that a fake knife or gun can go for 5 figures is confusing, if not absurd. To those deep into the Counter-Strike scene, this is all just another day in the office. With the prices of Counter-Strike skins reaching from shocking to alarming, it was only a matter of time before this digital economy started leaving its mark far beyond this very game. We're talking about changes in gaming culture, new rises in industry practices, and even debates about ethics in digital ownership and in-game spend. The success of skins in Counter-Strike drew the attention of the whole gaming industry. Of course, when publishers realized people were willing to spend serious cash on cosmetic items, it didn't take much time for other titles to adopt similar models. Consider just Fortnite, PUBG, Valorant, or even Apex Legends. All of them have taken an implementation of cosmetic skins into their game, often with rarity tiers and limited time items to frame that same scarcity and hype. The idea of the Battle Pass or a rotating store wasn't quite as common until Counter-Strike showed just how lucrative digital assets can be. Counter-Strike opened the floodgates to the billion-dollar industry of microtransactions that has become a staple in gaming. But this success also brought controversy, particularly with regards to in-game gambling. Third-party websites started to pop up, allowing players to gamble skins. You'd put up your valuable skins as a stake in hopes of winning something worth even more. The sites drew a lot of attention, and not the good kind. Eventually, this led to some legal intervention that changed the way trading worked, given some of these sites were unregulated and it was also getting underage players involved. So Valve in 2018 introduced certain restrictions on trading. One couldn't instantly transfer items between users, which again hurt some genuine trading and messed things up in the Counter-Strike community. Then of course, there's the microtransactions versus digital ownership debate that continues to ensue. Skins in Counter-Strike were a new form of asset altogether, one entirely virtual and holding real value in the physical world. The idea that you could own a digital item, trade it, or sell it for cash was revolutionary. But this also begs some questions. How much control should players actually have over those assets? Can game publishers just take these items away, or simply restrict how they're traded? Another ripple effect that comes out of this is the change in gaming culture. These items of digital goods became status symbols, and the skin market in Counter-Strike has created a sort of fashion show in these games. Owning a rare skin became more than just a visual upgrade. It was bragging rights, a signal to others that you're not just any player, and it has influenced the gamer's behavior where, for some, collecting, trading, and flaunting rare items is just as important as gameplay itself. This changed how players approached games, as many now were spending way more time in the marketplaces than in the actual matches. We also can't overlook another fact: the influence Counter-Strike had on conversations about the value of digital assets in general. It's no longer unheard of to invest in things that exist purely online. Well, actually, Counter-Strike skins helped pave the way for things such as NFTs. So though Counter-Strike was only one of 1,000 shooter games when it first released, its skin economy drove deep into gaming, a deep impact on how we think about ownership, a deep impact on what it means to value something you can't physically hold. That's the world of CS skins, where a single digital knife costs more than a semester in college. But with prices only continuing to rise, the big question would be, is this only just getting started? Could we see even bigger digital economies in the future? Maybe in games we haven't even heard of yet? If you're fascinated by how gaming is evolving and how pixels turn into profit, make sure to hit subscribe. We've got a lot more to explore about digital economies, gaming cultures, and where this all could be headed. And hey, if you could own any skin, money's no object, which one would you pick? Leave a comment down below, and thanks for watching.